multiply or distribute, right? So all you're doing is distributing it to each one. So what's 2 times 3? 6, and then the x squared just comes with. What's 2 times negative 4? Negative 8, and then the x just comes with it. What's 2 times 2? 4, and then the x comes with it. Are there any terms that I could combine that have the same last name? Negative 8. Good. The two x's, negative 8x and 4x. What is negative 8 plus 4? Negative 4x. And then I just bring down this guy right here. That's your answer. Who got that? Give me a thumbs up. Remember, make sure you have the correct answers on here because that's also what we check for when we do if these are quiz grades each day. Then we're going to go over here. This is kind of introducing you to what we're doing today. So first, I do negative 2. And what's this invisible number in front of x squared? 1, right? So what's negative 2 times 1? Negative 2. And then what we have x times x squared. Does anyone know what that would give you? X to the third. And so that's what we're doing today. I wanted to see if anyone remembered how to do that. Then I just go to the next one. What's negative 2 times 5? Negative 10. And what's x times x? X squared. And negative 2 times negative 6? Positive 12. And then the x. Is there anything I can combine there? Nope, because they have to have the same variable and the same exponent. So that would be my answer. Cool. So the lesson's not too much harder than that. But for now, circle how you feel. Yes, you got it before I went over it. Maybe means you got it now, but you didn't know before. And no means like I still don't really understand. Then you're going to get that half sheet of paper out, and we're just going to go step by step of how to do like that technical. So this looks like a lot. Do you guys see that? If I say monomial, how many terms is that? 1, right? So what we're doing today is a monomial this is binomial, but we're also going to do poly, which means many. And so this is that half sheet of paper. It's double-sided, so the back of it, if it doesn't look like this, that's your notes for third period. So when we multiply the coefficients just like we just did. So fill this in. And then we add the exponents of like variables. So if they have the same letter. So basically what you're doing is the coefficients, remember, are just the numbers in front. So like right here, first I multiply the coefficients. So what's negative 5 times 3? Negative 15. Then I need to find if they're the same variable. So here's a squared and a to the 4th. We treat them each separately. So a squared, a to the 4th. And what do we do with the exponents? Add them. So we add exponents when we multiply variables. Because basically what this is 2 a's and then 4 more a's. How many a's is that all together? 6. So that's basically what you're doing. A to the 6. So you're just adding, or you can write them all out next to each other. Then if this is just b, what's the invisible exponent? 1, right? Because it's 1b times 3 b's. How many would that be all together? So I have 1b, and then I have 3 more. 4 b's. So that's all we're really doing. We're multiplying the coefficients, that number in front, and adding the exponents. So now we just do it again. Negative 5 times 6. What's negative 5 times 6? Negative 30. I just put plus negative 30, or I can put minus 30. And then I just add the exponents of like terms. So here's a squared and a squared. What would that give me? A to the 4th. Good. And then I have b times b to the 3rd. What would that give me? B to the 4th. Now notice that they both have b to the 4th, but their a's are different. This is like a last name, right? So if it's not exactly the same last name, then I can't combine them. So even though these b to the 4s are the same, because this is a to the 6, and that's a to the fourth. I can't combine them, so that's my answer. So that's all we're doing for the first period. Does that make sense? Does anyone have any questions about this? All right, get that practice worksheet out. We'll do it together. So it looks like there it is. So it looks like that. So is there one, looking at it, is there one where you would want to go over it, where it looks a little bit confusing? Look at it. Is there, you do the same thing for everyone? Is there one that you would want to go over that looks a little confusing? The fifth one? So like this one right here? Sure. So first, what are the invisible coefficients here? 1, right? So I'm going to put a 1 in front of here, just so I remember that I'm multiplying 1. Then, if there's no exponent, the invisible exponents are 1. So I'm going to put 1s if there are no exponents. Then, what do I do with the coefficients? What do I do with them? Do I add them or multiply? Multiply, right? So what's 1 times 1? 1. And then I look and I go, okay, here's a to the first, and then a to the fourth. How many a's is that all together? 5. A to the fifth. And then I do the same thing with the b's. B to the second, and b to the third. What does that give me? Yeah, b to the fifth. Then I just do the same thing again. If there's not a letter to combine it with, like over here you can see this is 3a and this is 4ab, you just tag it on to the end. So now I just do the same thing right here. 1 times -2 is -2. Then I do the a's. What's a times a? A squared, or 1 plus 1 is 2. And then b squared times b to the first would be b to the what? Good. Can I combine those or no? Nope. They don't have the same exact last name. Does that make sense? So that's my answer. Let me show you one like this one right here, and this will be the last one I do. So right here, it's 2a. So I still multiply the coefficients, right? What's 2 times 5? 10. And then I do the a's, right? So what's a times a squared? A to the 3, right? It's an invisible 1. And see how there's nothing to combine b with? I just tag it along at the end. So if there's nothing to combine it with, then I just put it at the end. Then you just do the same thing right here. So I do, what's 2 times 4? 8. And then there is no a to combine it with. So I just bring it down right here. And there's nothing to combine with this b, so I bring it down. Do they have the same last name? Nope, because one's a to the third, one's a. So I just leave it. That's my answer. Does that make sense, what we're doing this period? So we're basically just distributing, adding the exponents of the like variables. Cool. So you're going to practice with this. Your delta math, it's the exact same thing. So you're only doing the front of the sheet. The back of the sheet is for next period. So you can take a look if you want to see what we're doing next period. It's those binomials. So you're going to practice with this. Your ticket out the door is just these two right here. So if you like want to do them first, you can. Your delta math looks like this. So tomorrow we're going to be doing factoring, which I know a lot of people struggle with because if you don't know your multiplication facts, it's pretty hard. So if you go to 6.5, these two are the ones you're going to be doing. So level 1, level 2. So here's this one. So all you're doing is distributing. What's 7 times -3? -21. And 7 times -10? And then I just put the x at the end. Yep. So that's the only ones you're doing for these two. Sound good? Cool. So I'm going to put my answer key also at the front so you can stamp because you get classwork grade from stamping.